Hello, everybody, and welcome into episode 9 of the Cradle of Ruin. Oh, you'll see why I'm struggling in a minute. Wrestling with this feline creature. Aren't we, Yaskia? Say hello to everyone. Say hello. No? Go over there then. Thank you. Cheers! And welcome in to episode 9 of Cradle of Ruin. I'm gonna relocate everything. Durs, thank you very, very much for that 53-month resub. I appreciate it. And Jumplax for the 57 tier 2. You are an angel. Thank you very much, both of you. Also, Ravon, Solid 10, Yeti. Who else have we got in? Oh, Barksy, how are you all? I hope you're having a good weekend. Yeah, let's bring everyone in. Hello.
Good evening.
How are we? All good?
Hello.
Yeah.
Marvellous. Excuse me, sir. You need to relocate. I can't have you on the desk all the time. You can't. You've got to go. You've got to go.
Just give him some dice. We'll just roll him in as a character. He's a druid. And wild shape.
Okay. You got to go.
Taxi.
Nope. Thank you. We're back for another session of the the Dunder.
About fucking time.
Wow.
Bastards. Once a week. Shit.
Calm down.
I am calm.
It appears so.
Well, if you're that calm, Yorick, you can do your spiel if you want. And by if you want, I mean you can do the spiel. If you would
Alright,
be so
okay.
kind.
Well, we already talked about what happened last week, and you said, and I quote, "Stuff and things happened." End quote.
Care to elaborate?
No.
Damn it.
Yeah, we picked up after the fight with the abomination in the crypt of everything's cursed. Don't fucking touch anything. And we actually managed to save Sibba. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought she was fucking brown bread, but Katrina, with the help of Grom, did some magic healing. They put the fingers in it till it stopped bleeding. It's fine. Don't quote me on that.
That's a quote if I ever heard anything.
You're right.
We licked him first.
Just doesn't make it any better. Meanwhile, Ego got turned into Papoose before escaping to go rummage around in an abomination's forehead, looking for a shard of glass. And took a point of corruption for his fucking for his efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like, nah, fuck this place. Shit up. So we brought down the roof. Woo woo, bringing down the roof. Yeah, we got Grom to blast fillers, and we got to fuck, and we managed to bring bring the moths with us.
Yeah.
Although I think those two specific ones escaped down the right, not the right path, the correct path. Isn't that right? Thea.
We will figure it out.
It's all right. We did figure it out because fucking Yorick is the moth whisperer. So we managed to get, I guess, escorted, shown the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
While the cave and the entire entrance behind us kind of chased us out, back into safety, into the town proper, only to find everything had gone truly to shit. Everybody was a fucking, well, almost everybody was a horrible fucking obsidian fucking light-loving fucking monster. Who had short tempers when they were in the dark. But after we fended off, I think I was about a dozen or so.
A little more than that, actually. If I remember rightly, it was more like 8. Oh no, including the other ones as well. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, just under a dozen. But we smashed them. In some cases, literally. And then we split up. As an idea had formed, we couldn't leave these things to live. So it's time for a new plan. So Grom and Yorick went to the forges, as you know, Yorick needed the help of a little fire-breathing dragon to help kindle a fire, and the rest went to rescue Durik, Sibba's father, who had been cleansed by Grom and his god-born totem. Huzzah! Lucky him. Shame everybody else is fucked. So he's kind of in a stupor. I don't think he knows where he is, who he is, what the fuck's going on. I think he's just following on behind because he was told to.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of out of it. Sibba's, I think, still unconscious, right?
Oh, yeah. She's, for all intents and purposes, until she receives some actual medical attention, she's still on death's door. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the fires are stoked. The last two survivors remaining or collected. Let's see how civilization dies.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that said then, I'll bring us all into today's session proper. With Eggle, Thea, and Katrina dragging Jurek and Sibba into the Grand Central Forging Chambers, you three would immediately be hit by just the heat, the constant rumble, and to an extent, a smell that's half sulfuric, half just old earth, that sort of metallic smell, as you would see all of the forges of Lantern Deep now in full swing. Flames belch from the top. You would see Yorick stood next to some bellows that's got a long wooden pole attached to him. He's just... Yorick's pounding away like an absolute champion. Each push down on the bellows causes flame to leap from the top of the forges, and you would also begin to see some of the large crucibles that are scattered around have mostly been filled by this point of liquid metal. Not purified by any means. There's no doubt a layer of slag across the top. All manner of impurities as Grom and Yorick basically just poured as much ore as they could to start the process. Initial thoughts as you step into the central chamber?
I've probably just got my back to them because I'm full forge mode, right?
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't hear anyone approach over the sound of the roaring flames in the forges.
Unless somebody says something, Yorick is going to do what Yorick does, and he's going to make the flames even higher.
Thea will see as coming in, Dragon, and the hurt individual, and saying, right, it's time. Let's go.
Wait a minute. What's done? Why are the... Oh, we're foraging now, are we?
A rather stupefied Jurek stumbles behind Thea. Looks at the forges.
Is he?
And there is, for a brief moment, a flicker of recognition in the dwarf's eyes as he looks towards the great forges.
Derek, still alive, you old bastard?
That's no way to speak to an old master craftsman. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, well, you fucking run 3 forges at once. See where you fucking...
Derek will step up alongside you with the bellows, and there is still this sense of unfamiliarity to him, but whatever process is currently going through his head, it is purely that of forging, of blacksmithing. You would see this old dwarf, seems a little frail at first, before stepping up to the bellows, and just with a big heave, he starts to also help you pumping the bellows. How good is he at this? That's the question. In his current state, that shouldn't have been a private GM roll. That should have been... Whoops, that was an 11. Fuck it, I roll it again. A 12, I'll take it.
Better.
You immediately feel some of the weight lifted from your efforts, Yorick, as this old dwarf stands beside you and begins to, a little more rapidly, perhaps due to the fact that you've been at this for about 15 minutes, if not more at this point. Fatigue, no doubt, starting to kick in, but with Jurik's assistance, yeah, in no time the forges are glowing hot. It doesn't say much, though.
All right, now that we've got this going, how do we attract the little bastards in here?
We asked the moths.
Oh shit, it's a fucking good idea.
That's a really good idea.
Does anybody speak moth?
Apparently Yorick does. Did you see?
Got my
when
fucking hands full right now, okay?
Well, then who else is gonna do it?
I here, Thea, you take Sibba. I will go and I will talk to the moths. Okay. She like hands Sibba over to Thea, and she'll kind of go back out to the last moth she saw in the hallway.
Roll me a quick stealth check, please, Katrina.
Okay.
We'll throw a couple of blood splats on the portrait of Sibba, considering she is not in a good state at the moment.
Wait, we named stealth to something else, didn't
Subtlety,
we?
yes, subtlety. Roll me a subtlety roll, please.
Okay.
Perfect. You begin to make your way towards the previous areas, more deeper into the forging areas where you saw some people when you came through. Rather than skipping through the central part of the corridor, you hug the shadows, the darker areas, keep an eye out just for maybe one or two dwarves who weren't so captivated by the light show. You would start seeing a few of the other groups that are gathered around either lanterns, glowstones, or, more importantly, the lantern moths, or the corpse-like moths as their actual name. But you would also now see that you've been in the council chambers and in the forge chamber for 20, 30 or so minutes, and even those who are staring up at the lantern moths are starting to slowly mutate. But for those staring at a source of light, it's different. Instead of the black obsidian that you saw on those who lingered in the darkness, the ones who are currently staring at the moths seem to be growing some form of glowing gemstone. And not only are they growing this almost gem-like carapace over them, their skin hardening, and the other thing is that a lot of them are starting to take on what appears to be rough moth-like shapes. You would see these crystals starting to form on their backs in a almost moth-like pattern. Across their eyes. Where their eyes once were, they too have started to crystallize, growing larger like those of moths. For those that are looking at fire and lanterns, they seem to be glowing hot, almost like molten metal, like the fire itself. Where their eyes once were, they now burnt out, left by orange glowing embers. And almost lava-like cracks seem to show beneath the obsidian that's forming on their skins. Roll me go on. If you've got this, I'll give it to you straight with that roll.
So they're turning into the withered?
They are indeed. Everything is withering.
Okay.
Roll me a quick I would say either insight or forbidden lore, your preference.
Well, I know why they're called corpse light moths now.
Yeah. No, it's enough. It's enough to gauge some information in this situation. It's not so much that it's the moths doing. You get the impression that whatever they are focusing on, the thing that kept the initial withering staved, they're now starting to morph or transform into or towards the thing they're fixated on. Hence,
So it's not the moths doing
correct.
it?
It's not the moths themselves. They are still withering due to the lack of hope, but due to some of the dwarves staring at these moths, hoping for an answer, they're perhaps praying or seeing them as a form of safety, something to hold on to. Their thoughts are starting to go towards just, I am moth. And dwarves being quite an elemental race, the fact that they are turning into stone, that's what the withering does. But their mental state, their belief that the moths will save them or that the fire will save them, is starting to twist that withering metamorphosis into something incredibly unpleasant.
Okay, so they're all still a threat though.
Absolutely, yeah.
They all still need to die. Okay,
Unless you can think of some way of restoring hope rapidly across the entire haven to some sort of psychic effect that seems to have, or curse that's overcome them. I'm pretty much gonna say it's 99.9% certain this place is lost.
Okay. Oh, this is so difficult. So,
Is there anything you wish to know, though? Anything in particular? Because you managed to sneak past them all. None of the corrupted dwarves are taking notice of you. In fact, what I will say as well is, bear in mind, not every inhabitant of Lantern Deep were dwarves. There would be the odd human scattered around, and they too are affected. You'd see a couple huddled in corners that are not hardening like the dwarves. They seem to be just decomposing to an extent. Their flesh turning to like a blackened ooze, and just the form's still there to an extent.
all right. Well, we're gonna try this and see how it works.
All right.
So she's absorbed all this in just like a few moments of looking around this area. So Katrina will look at the closest moth and just kind of like think out loud, or try to like project her thoughts to them.
Okay.
They've lost hope. We need to save the rest of the world from their corruption. Can you help me bring them all to the center? So that's kind of like the request, like the vibe of like, help me herd everyone to the center for their own protection, I guess. That's the vibe. I'm struggling to find the right words.
I understand completely, and that is what happens, but not in the manner you anticipated, because that was a natural one. For a moment, a split second, you would just see the corpse-like moth closest to you just tilt its head back from the cavern wall that it's on and look at you. You would see its furry antennae flitter around for a brief moment, and then it immediately takes flight, whizzing past you, followed by a second, by a third. And from further down the corridor, you see a slightly growing light. All of the dwarves on the ground that were staring up at these moths have just followed this moth in its trajectory past you. You
Okay.
have 7 or 8 blackened, not so much blackened eyes anymore, they're not blackened, 7 or 8 pairs of rather large gem-like eyes staring in your direction as, with a sound of what sound like glass shattering, these dwarves begin to just start jerking in your direction, followed by this wave of moths that are on their way. They started a little early.
All right, so Katrina will see this and then she'll start backing up, but she'll also pull her pan flute out and start playing, like, as loudly as she can, a happy little tune. Like a jaunty tune to, like, get the attention of everyone else, and hopefully it's echoing through the cavern.
It does.
So trying to do some Pied Piper shit here.
Yep.
To get everyone to come to the forge, and then as she's doing that, she's going to move back to the forge where everyone is, and rejoin.
Yeah, absolutely. The tune echoes through all of Lantern Deep, and you would begin to hear footsteps, the sound of glass creaking and shattering as some of the somewhat solidified dwarves begin to move. Time and time again over your head, some of these corpse-like moths, lantern moths, whiz over, drawing in even more groups from further in Lantern Deep, and with that you burst into the forge chamber. Before you explain or exclaim anything of what you've seen, Katrina, what have the rest of you been doing in the 5 or so 10 minutes that Katrina's been Pied Pipering the dwarves?
Figuring out a way to dispense all of this liquid metal onto the incoming without us getting trapped.
From a DM's point of view, that's on you.
Okay, these crucibles, they're crucibles, are they suspended by chains? Or are they, like, on the floor and just, like, tipped? On a
yes.
tip, I guess, like a pivoting thing.
Yes, on all fronts. There would be some that would be elevated and on chains that you could pull in and empty some of the molten metal in. There's other ones that are on trolleys that can be tipped over. There's several different types.
Okay. Well, Eggle is going to set about any of the crucibles that are being heated. He's going to be trying to put vials of utility acid in the chains so that they could be shot and just dump the contents.
Okay.
So,
You're in the process of weakening the chains. It's not going to be something I'm going to ask a roll for. That's just, again, sounds like something you would be able to do just in time.
I'm thinking of it more like it's a vial, and there are these chains. He's actually, I want to see if I can potentially. He'll be testing to see how fast acting the acid is, because this is some of the stuff that came from the giant worm.
Okay.
And he's got
Yeah.
5 vials of utility acid from that, and he still has a
In that case,
so
roll me a dexterity saving throw as you hoist yourself up onto one of these chained crucibles. You begin to pour. So before you roll, how much acid are you pouring on the chains? Is it just a couple of drops to see how it reacts, or are you just going to dump the whole thing in?
Well, he's gonna put like a couple drops on something that's metal away from the crucibles because those are being heated right now, just to see how reactive it is.
Investigation or perception, your choice.
Investigation all day. Yeah.
16's good. It's solid. Yeah, it's good. Don't that's a good roll. As soon as a couple of the drops of acid hit the metal, it begins to sputter, burn, sizzle. An acrid smoke, or vapor should I say, begins to rise. And you get the impression that it wouldn't take too much to melt through or eat away at the suspending chains. You could probably do so in about a minute, maybe half a minute, if you dump an entire vial's worth on.
All right. So what he's going to be doing is he's going to try to get up to where the chain. So the way that the pulley works, there'd be one chain that would be the one that if it let go, it would spill the contents towards like the area where everything's being herded.
Yep.
So he's going to actually try to use one of his spells in an unconventional manner.
Okay. I like it.
He's going to try to use his. Yeah, this. I'll understand if this is work, but he's going to try to use his first aid ability because it's an adhesive substance.
Yeah.
He's going to try to stick the vials to the chains.
Fuck it. Why not? It's part of your ability is to stick things together. I'm sure. Why not?
Yeah, like it wouldn't hold like if something like pulled on or anything, but he's trying to stick it there so it would be secure, so it can be, like if they hear them coming, they could shoot the vials and try to get some of the crucibles to dump that way. That way,
absolutely,
Yorick or whoever wouldn't have to be there next to them because that's molten metal.
Yeah, throw up a first aid just so it's there for reference. Yeah, the spell seals the wound with a sticky web-like substance that holds the wound closed. So you spend a few moments hopping between several of the crucibles, setting up this sticky patch and attaching a small glass vial of corrosive acid to it. Awesome.
Throw that up, and I'm going to delete them from my inventory now because I'm using all of them.
All right, so we've currently got Katrina, we've got Eggle. What are the rest of you up to?
Thea has drug Siba to where we would be discovering like where we need to exit. And because she's not going to like leave her anywhere, so she just kind of dragging her around wherever she goes. And is going to, I'm assuming it's kind of like a cave-like opening. She wants to explore if there's any weaknesses in it that might be able to, like once we leave, to be able to kind of,
collapse.
get it to cave in. Yeah,
absolutely.
Collapse.
Yeah. You've certainly seen along the entirety of Lantern Deep, big, thick, either wooden or metal beams that seem to support the ceilings. Now, granted, they're not ramshackle by any means. This is a subterranean colony that have survived for hundreds of years. But with enough force and ingenuity, you imagine you'd be able to drop one of the entrances. One of the entrances with rubble from above. But it's just pushing it's not enough.
Okay, so she's gonna drag Siba back to
this poor dying dwarf just getting dragged across the ground.
And she's gonna say, which would be to Grom, Eggle, and Yurick. I think I found a weakness in the area that, we'll be escaping to maybe kind of close off that entrance. I don't know if you have anything on you or something you can loosen that beam at the top to make that happen. It's just an idea.
Eggle is going to reach into his pack and hoist towards Thea the Umbra Saw.
Fucking son of a bitch.
Here you go. I want it back.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Well, it's above, and I'm shorter.
Yeah, well, I am kind of good at climbing, so...
Hey, you Lucas
Yeah, I
bitch!
bet you are.
What you doing dragging her around like that?
From the bellows, you just see Jurek turn around and glaring daggers at you, Thea, as you've been dragging Sibba all over the floor for the last couple of minutes.
Can't you see she's sleeping, you stupid lass?
I protected her!
From
Shut up,
what?
you
The
old
fucking
man.
dirt?
I don't have to answer to him. So I'm going to take this. Okay. All right. Would she know how long... She's just going to ignore his ass. Would she know how long it would take her to have to saw that? Would she need to probably go now and get posted up?
Absolutely.
Is the question.
You would certainly have to start sawing now. These are incredibly
Okay.
thick wooden beams. Even with the Umbra Sword, just cutting through it will take time. So, yeah, you would probably have to spend a fair few minutes just ripping through it to the point where you start hearing the wood creak, and then be like, okay, that's enough. A little bit more and it goes. Imagine
Okay,
like a
so-
tree felling. You can cut away a good chunk of it before the fall.
Perfect. So she's going to drag Sibba one more time and just drop her off by Yurik and say, she's yours now. And then heads off to go start that process.
Fuck it. Yorick does what he does with any injured small person. He pushes her in his blanket, he straps it to his back, and he gets back to fucking running the bellows.
I would say by this point, Yorick, with the help of Jurek, you've managed to run the bellows to the point where they won't cool down anytime soon.
Yeah. Okay.
The metals all turned now molten, and due to the system of the bellows, it's almost to an extent automated. Each push of the bellows pulls on a chain which lugs a crucible along, which fills it up. It's crude, but it's ingenious in how they smelt so much metal.
Right.
So you've been filling it as you've been going, basically.
Yeah. So you say we've got some crucibles on ground level on like a track, and then
Yep.
some up above hanging on chains.
Absolutely.
Can we maneuver it so the ones on chains are hanging above the ones on the ground?
Yeah.
So when the chains snap, we domino effect the whole thing, and
Mhm.
it just goes everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I'll be doing. I'll just be parking everything in a position while Eggle gives me directions.
Yeah. You spend your time pulling on chains and ropes, positioning some of the... the way I see it is like large wooden cranes that have got these crucibles attached to. Now, granted, when I say large wooden cranes, the wood's almost like tree trunks in size, just for the weight. So yeah, you're there pulling on chains, on ropes, getting several of these suspended crucibles into position. Anything further you wish to do?
Yeah. Grom's been looking through the ores and metals,
Mm-hmm.
and he's found something called flash metal.
Okay.
A very small container of little tiny strips of metal. Basically, they're just little offcuts.
Yep.
And from what he's read in the books, he's just thrown them in the fire.
I don't like this, Lee. I don't like where you're going with this, Lee. Go on.
Basically, I've just found magnesium in the fire. So now we've got a bright light like a sun in the fire.
Yeah, there's a crackle, a pop as some of this magnesium just begins to spark and ignite. For the Jurik, who's nearby, you no doubt will both have to cover your eyes for a brief moment.
What the fuck was that?
Apparently, it's called flash metal.
Fucking heads up would have been great, Grum. Jeez.
If you be needing any more of that, there's a whole crate of the damn shite over there, if I remember rightly. Do I remember rightly? Why don't I remember that?
As he sort of drifts back off to the half-conscious, the direction he originally pointed, Grom, was at a stack of crates at the far end. Various ores, some you've never seen before, but the box he pointed to is roughly I'm going to regret saying this, like a 3 foot by 3 foot cubed wooden crate of what looks to be this flash metal ore. So you get the impression at the bottom, yes, there will be smaller parts, maybe dust, larger parts at the top. Go wild.
We leave. We just throw the whole box in the fire. The last thing we do. And then I'm just going to lean against the wall and use magical cunning to get a pack magic slot back.
All right.
All right. Got a plan, Foreman.
Never thought I'd ever have to Google what happens when you throw a vast amount of magnesium in molten metal.
It's not good.
No, it's not.
It's not good.
No. No. No.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Carry on.
Yeah, I saw Eggle putting acid vials on the chains. Got a good way of breaking those vials.
Okay. And it involves this flash metal?
Oh, no, that's just a big bright light that makes the denizens come towards the fire and the crucibles.
Okay. So the plan is get everybody in, get them all hoo-ha and at the light, and then we drop the things and one quick blast on the beam to bring down the fucking entranceway as we get to fuck. Yeah.
Yep.
It's at this moment where you hear music begin to echo through the chambers of Lantern Deep. Followed shortly after by a few of the lantern moths making their way into the chamber, and then followed still by a rather hurried Katrina.
Okay. Katrina, did it work? What was?
Yeah, it's working. Get ready.
What now?
The moths are bringing them in. This is a lot. There's a lot. There's. It's all bad. It's all bad. They're turning into things. This is our only hope. It's our only hope.
That's it. All right, get ready. Eggle, you ready?
Just about.
Okay, you get it better. Pump those numbers up. I go, there, you ready?
Yeah, Katrina, get over here.
Katrina will go to where her sister indicated in a surprise, non-argumentative turn of events.
The only time she's ever listened.
Probably.
Wait,
I grab my,
what are we doing again? Where are we going?
I'm just gonna put him under my arm, pick him up, and go, we're leaving.
What's this look like then, as you begin to make preparations?
I scoop up a little pseudo dragon that's absolutely exhausted from breathing fire everywhere and just tuck him in my hood.
Is it time for the flashy metal to go in the thing?
Before, as you say that, you begin to see forms starting to make their way into the chamber. Even from where Thea stood, you really expected that to be a clean run through? Oh no! Moths fly past you, Thea, followed shortly by the crackling footsteps of mutated dwarves, making their way towards the glowing center of the chamber.
Yorick will switch to sign language and be like, hold, back the fuck up, let them be drawn into the light.
5 become 10, become 20, start to turn 40 and more. The sound of creaking glass from each of these illuminous dwarves. Some of the other ones that are just black in obsidian also begin to shift and crawl their way into the chamber towards the light. Other dwarves who have now got this almost lava-like effect that runs down in the exposed skin, their eyes like red-hot coals, also hands outstretched towards the glowing of the forges. And still the moths swoop in. One thing you would notice, though, is that as soon as the moths enter the chamber, they seem to fly upwards towards the various cracks, crevices, and openings in the ceilings. These things are not stupid. They swoop in, they seem to lead people in, and then they depart. They don't hang around, to the point where you would even see one or two of the moths as they fly close to the forge. Some of their wings singe at the edges before they shoot upwards, perhaps using the heat as a jet skyward. I say skyward, cavernward is probably the better way. What do you all do as the chamber starts to fill with the inhabitants of Lantern Deep?
So is Eggle finished securing all the acid, is he?
Eggle has finished, and he is trying to keep low behind all the equipment, so he's out of, not in the immediate. He's not going to grab the attention of anything entering.
Are you sure about that?
He's trying, yeah.
Roll me a salty check.
Mm-hmm.
A 12 is enough. There's a few moments where some of these dwarves, as they crunch and crumble their way into the chamber, look up towards you, Eggle, but the glow of the forges take their attention away and you manage to slip by.
Okay. I've balanced the box of bright metal on the side of the largest crucible in a very precarious sort of like area. So all it will take is a knock to send it toppling in. And then Grom starts edging his way around the outside the chamber.
With you just edging your way around, I'm not going to ask for that roll. Eggle was the one who was more in the forefront. You, Grom, hugging the edges, easily managed to make your way around. By this point, you would all see what I described to Katrina earlier. That there's now it seems to be a mix of dwarves in different states of withering, along with some more humanoid shapes, like humans that are in the process of the humans themselves will be in the process of turning into what looks to be some form of ooze, and the half dwarves are this horrific mess of half ooze with black shards of obsidian moving around them. It's pretty unpleasant.
Does it look like all, if not the vast majority, it's basically here now? I'm guessing this place is fucking crammed.
It's starting to get that way, yeah. As you all start to reposition towards your exit, at this point, at a quick glance, in fact, you know what? Roll me a perception check, Yorick.
Perception.
Quick glance is all that's needed. You're probably the person who's most aware of how many inhabitants Lantern Deep has, and there seems to be probably 3/4 by now, with still signs of others entering. Not from your exit route, but from deeper, from the way you originally came in. So, getting close. And what you would also see now is that those who have reached the forges seem to drop down on their knees, looking up at it. Some of the other dwarves, especially those who seem to be a little more black with this magical fire or this lava beneath their skin, they start to make their way towards the crucibles. Does the closest crucible have the magnesium box on, or is it one of the large ones? Okay. Oh dear.
Oh, that's perfect.
Hold. As one of the withered lantern folk reaches the edge of the crucible, they begin to dip their hands into the molten metal. Immediately, there's the molten metal begins to bubble, steam, spark as their hands go in, but do they disturb the box? I'm going to say DC 13 to knock the box in.
Mm-hmm. That looked like a 16.
It certainly wasn't. That was a 3.
Mm-hmm.
I need everyone to make me a... let's go for a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh dear.
As one of the withered begins to dip their hands into this molten metal, the hand would begin to, no doubt, burn and singe away, but they knock this 1 meter cubed box of flash metal into the crucible. Which immediately lets out wouldn't say immediately. It takes a brief moment as you all start to make your way towards the exit. As the wood burns away, then there is this loud boom. You would all feel a force just hit your backs as you're making your way towards the exit before this flash of light erupts around the room. 15, 16 of the nearby withered are immediately just blown off their feet, blown apart by the fact that so much magnesium has just been dumped into molten metal. Those who weren't blown apart turned their attention, and with a great fervour, the crowd that was slowly making their way into the chamber now starts almost a stampede. Thea, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Here we go.
Since you're the only one who's not rolled one yet. Cool. Eggle and Yorick, you are the only two who are really affected by this explosion and blindness, or explosion or blindness. What happens to you both as this box of the crate of magnesium is dunked in the molten metal?
Well, it's pretty much an explosion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm carrying two dwarves, so I'm like, oh, fuck. And I put myself in between fucking brick shrapnel from this fucking forge as it fucking erupts. And I just take like, I'm just cuddling these two dwarves and just getting hammered by bricks. I'm like, oh, fucking, it burns!
Well, since you've said that, bear with me. That to me sounds like you will be taking some impact damage as the bits of... wow. Wow. Oh, yeah. The bits of rock are blown in your direction, a few bricks, the odd piece of metal, but a single point of damage. Eggle, what happens to you during this explosion?
Oh, Eggle was one of the people that was closest to this and scampering up, and so he heard the reaction start, and he turned to see what was going on, because there was a moment of like, well, that doesn't sound like much is going on, and so he's basically about where Yorick is, and he turns around, but the thing is that Yorick is a big orc. Eggle is a tiny goblin. So as this explosion happens and the light hits, which keep in mind, dark vision and everything, so he throws his hands up to shield his eyes, and the blast sends him tumbling backwards, and he, with the little noise like as he rolls back a few times, dazed by the blast.
Absolutely. You take 2 points of damage. Combination of the explosion and being catapulted, dragged across the floor. This explosion, though, advance that a little. Do you like my little clock, by the way, everyone?
The Clock of Doom. Yeah, it's wonderful.
No.
Yeah, trying to ignore the little pie chart titled Unforeseen Consequences that's been floating on the screen since the beginning of this.
I thought we were playing Trivial Pursuit.
Yorick, Eggle, you managed to scramble to your... Well, Eggle, you scramble to your feet. Yorick, you steady yourself, make your way back towards the rest of the group. Here, Katrina has made her way closer to Thea. Grom's also managed to scoot round the side of the chambers. One of the crucibles, the lead one, has already been cracked, shattered, spewing its molten contents across another 20 or 30 of the withered lantern folk. Seeing this molten metal on the ground, more begin to almost roll in it. Some dip their hands in, scooping out chunks of molten metal. Those that have got more crystalline or stone-like skin seem to do so with glee. Those who haven't reached that point of withering yet, you just see their hands begin to immediately char, blacken, whatever flesh was there blisters, burns away before it's just a skeletal hand almost scooping molten metal from the ground. You would now notice that the rest of the inhabitants are now here. Maybe not all of Lantern Deep in its entirety, but for all intents and purposes, the majority of the individuals are here. Along with the last thing to emerge.
Oh no. Thing or things?
Thing.
Oh, it's a human centipede. Come on, save it.
You would see first a singular arm-like appendage break from where the other dwarves stepped out of, followed by an old dwarven face that's been pulled taut against an elongated body, black shell-like.
Why?
It seems another one of the dwarven elders has made their way into the chamber behind the rest. What do you all do at this point?
Well, I am going to cast Bone Shard,
Okay.
and I'm going to shoot every one of those acid vials with magic missiles because I can't miss.
At level 2. 4. Awesome. Grom, what's it look like? You shatter the vials on each chain, causing them to disintegrate.
I lift my staff, the skull's mouth opens, and it almost seems to spit these little bone shards out that seek in and shatter each vial that Eggle has placed on the chains. And that was like a tsunami of molten metal coming down.
First one falls, followed by the second, third, fourth. These giant crucibles now just begin to slowly gouge or gout their molten contents over the 150 plus inhabitants below. Some of them, as the chains break, some of these large crucibles actually fall down, smashing into some of the other crucibles that were on the tracks below, which causes almost like a domino effect of molten metal being spewed out, large shards of crucible cracking and being sent out, some decapitating the odd dwarf, others getting sheared in half. Anything anyone wishes to add further to this scene of carnage as you start covering the inhabitants of Lantern Deep in molten metal?
Katrina is still playing her upbeat music.
Yorick decides it's time to go. Is everybody else but Eggle and Yorick like at the door? Are they ready to get to foot?
Yeah,
I would
Thea
say-
and Katrina have been there the whole time. Or go ahead,
Well,
Katrina.
no, Katrina walked up behind, like, to where Yorick is, so that, like, her music would be coming from behind the place where they want everyone to walk towards. So she's, like, right next to Yorick, I would say.
Yorick, he'll just hand sign time to go. While drawing his axe.
Eggle's gonna start booking it.
Okay.
So I'll make sure everybody's in front of me as we run. And he's going to take his axe, and at the damaged beam that Thea's chopped,
Yep.
that's creaking, he's going to throw his axe as he's running under it to try and just choop that little bit, that fucking...
Yeah, yeah.
Just so it chops through enough just to set it in motion. So,
All right. One bar left on the unforeseen consequences. That's not what I wanted. That's the wrong button. I want Yorick. Bear with me. Thea. How good was your handiwork on this, on cutting through? What did it look like when you were cutting through this beam? The only reason I ask is this will impact the DC I am about to ask Yorick to make.
Well, I would say she was very strategic in how she did it. She wasn't frantic. I would say it would be like she was kind of cutting down a tree, and where you're putting like the like that angle to try to get it to break, and you just need to be able to kind of just hit it just right, and it'll come collapsing down in the direction that you want it to.
All right. Roll me a d4, and I will deduce whatever number you roll from the DC. Of course. Yorick, with the axe in hand, you throw it out. What was meant to have been a DC 15 athletics now becomes a DC 11. What happens, Yorick? What happens?
so one-handed, because I've got a dwarf under one arm, a dwarf strapped my back, an axe in one hand. I just, like a hammer thrower, just spin round, pivot, and hurl it like reverse grip, and it just and just right in the V that she's cut out, just hacks deep, and then you just hear the creak of wood as it starts to split, and the whole, like, as I run through it, it just comes crashing down behind us, and I don't stop running. And it's like
Absolutely. The chamber, or entrance to the chamber, begins to rumble and crash down. Along with other pillars now starting to fall. Which once again starts to cause and effect actions and consequences. As more beams fall behind you, more of the ceiling starts to rupture and split. It doesn't all come down like in the earlier chamber, but given enough time and no support, and the creaks now occurring above you, it's only a matter of time. You won't begin to make your way up towards the upper levels of Lantern Deep, where some of the abodes are stationed, where Bonce was stabled, where you spent the night. We'll find out what happens next after a refill of clock.
oh, those chairs with the gun.
You are saying? Yeah, all the chairs. So yeah, have a refill, have a pee break for those who need it. It's been a little longer than usual, actually. And I didn't get a chance to enact the unforeseen consequences. Cheers, Durs. Appreciate it, buddy. Alright, have I missed anything of interest? I have. I see a vexing cat lurking somewhere. We've got adverts starting in a minute. Yeah, I'm going to take this opportunity to refill the room. I'll be a moment, chap.
Back.
I too have returned. Oh. Cheers, Durs.
I'm back.
Hello.
No, I didn't think I'd ever get here, because speaking of cats being in the way, Kitten is so comfortable now that she's has no issues just walking between my feet, sitting in front of me where I need to go.
I've
like,
just had to feed my two. Let me just quickly text my wife so that when she gets home, she doesn't feed them.
I'm back.
Welcome back, mate.
All animals are con artists.
Yeah.
Text goes along this lines. Don't listen to the cat.
Yeah.
It's a lying piece of shit.
All right, there we go. Yeah, that is basically how the text went. So, with the inhabitants of Lantern Deep drawn to the great forges, the ceilings starting to collapse behind you, you begin to make your way upwards, returning back to the living abodes, the communal areas of Lantern Deep. Here, some of the lanterns still burn, some small fires that are slowly turning to embers, but there's no signs of the lantern moths anymore. Granted, there is the inhabitants' day-to-day goods here. Their tools, their weapons, their personal belongings. But no sign of any dwarves. Eerily quiet. Apart from the rumble from behind, of course.
Yeah. Alright, where do we leave Bonds?
Bonce is in a stable near the entrance.
Alright, is he still there?
If you wish to bypass the communal area and head straight out, there's a chance he may be. That's where you left him, at least.
Yeah, but there's tools and shit hanging about, and we're like, well.
Mm.
I mean, is it disrespectful or
Don't touch him.
no?
It could have come from. It could have come from the cavern, right? We just need to get out of here. I don't care.
Shit! I hate it when you're right.
I'm always
Me
right.
Me too.
What?
No, you're not.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you. We need to get out of here. Like things are cracking and falling, and we don't need to touch anything here.
You are right
Remember?
this time. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
All in agreement?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we should be good. I already took all the good stuff anyways.
wait, what?
And he's
Never mind.
yeah.
If you took something, I'll allow it. I don't know what it is, but sure, why
Last
not?
question. I took the tools that match up with
yes, you
Vine's
did.
chisel.
Yeah. You took their heirloom items. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You begin to make your way through the communal area, up a few large sets of stairs that then open out into the greeting cavern of Lantern Deep. Here, just off to the left, you see a makeshift stable. A rather large red oxen-looking creatures just stood there, happily chomping on some dried vegetation that's been thrown to it. It's not got a care in the world. With the exception of... You glance to your right towards the entrance to Lantern Deep. A glow from the sun piercing through. The gates barred. But stood at the gates, reaching their arms through, trying to reach the light from outside. 6 withered dwarves. Your welcoming party.
So I'm gonna run up to Bonds. I'm like, all right, buddy. We're doing this. And I'm gonna jump on the back of him. Have the dwarves like tucked in behind me. I'm like, let's charge these bitches. he's gonna ride him like a steed and just charge these these dwarves and the gate. I just want him to smash straight through them and straight through the gate.
Steed with antlers and a rhino horn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you said he's a big beast. Like he's taller than Yorick at the shoulder.
He's a big beast. Absolutely, he's a big beast. Abso-fucking-lutely. Roll me an animal handling check, quick. I believe you spent a bit of time with if you remember.
Yeah, but this, oh yeah, I've got advantage on the roll,
On
didn't
your
I?
first, if I remember rightly, the way it's worded. In fact, I'm not even going to remember it. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, first animal handling check, is it?
Camp activities. Calm beasts. Until your next long rest, the beasts you tended to have advantage on saving throws against being frightened, and you have advantage on animal handling tests when instructing those beasts. So until your next long rest, you have advantage on any animal handling check to bonds. 22. Excellent. All right. So, Bonce, with Yorick on his back, 2 dwarves, sets out towards the gate. He kicks the dirt beneath him a few times, lowers his head. 2 giant black antlers, along with this ebony horn, stick forward as it bolts in the direction of these dwarves. You would all hear heavy hooves clatter against the ground as he begins to pick up speed, but a moment later, crash. Bonce slams into these 6 dwarves. Some of them are almost rent asunder by the antlers. The one that he's just bounced into with his horn is sheared in half. They crumple against the gate. As does, shortly after, Bonce, Yorick, and the dwarves. This is the first and main line of defense from the outdoors. An Emberhorn ain't going to be able to cut through a gate of this magnitude. So, I'm going to need a saving throw from you, please, Yorick. As well as Bonce, as you collide with the gate.
Dexterity saving throw? Acrobatic?
Depends. If you're just going to take it, Constitution. If you are trying to... If you see this coming and think, actually, it may not be able to crump through this, Dex.
No, I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I was thinking, oh, well, it's designed to... It's designed to keep things out,
Yeah,
not keep things in. It'll open, right? Constitution, yeah.
Hang on. In that case, we've got a dice roll in. What have we got? Oh, 6. Never mind. Bonce's roll becomes a 6. With his +3, takes it to 9, which is not enough. So Bonce immediately just impacts into the gate, crumples in. Yorick, you are sent over his back with the 2 dwarves in hand into the gate as well. Bonce has a movement speed of 40. I would say this is a heavy impact. At 40, adds in another D8. You take 7 points of damage as you are thrown off of Bonce's back into the heavy iron gates. Bonce also, you just hear a crack as one of his horns clatters into the side of the gate, cracks open. The dwarves dead. That much force. And as you're thrown off, Yorick, you hit the ground with the 2 dwarves in arm. And as Bonce steps back for a moment, stunned, dazed, you gather your bearings. A cloud of dust just rains from above.
So I get up, dust myself up, and we're like, oh, totally winded, like, it was a stupid fucking idea.
Yes, it was.
Why did nobody try to stop me?
No, stop, come back.
Go fuck yourself, girl. Right, Anybody know how to open this gate?
Have you tried the latch?
Lifts the bar off it.
Yeah. Go, Grom.
Maybe you should ram it again.
Pulls the two locking bolts from top and bottom and pushes.
Absolutely. As you push, it seems an ancient mechanism. As you push it, the door seems to swing out slightly before lifting up. It has like two swing arms on each side, and yeah, you would all just see a dazed Grom sat on the ground with these two dwarves. Bonce, who's probably seen stars as well, and then Grom's just stood there as he pulls the pins out and almost effortlessly just pushes the gate open.
Well, at least I got rid of the enemies, right?
Yeah.
It looked impressive.
Right. Oh, fuck me, I've hurt myself. Oh.
Shall we get Bonce's cart before we go?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, that's the other interesting thing. As you now take a quick stock of the situation, there are a multitude of carts available that Lantern Deep themselves use for trading. There is the rough-shod thing you cobbled together with the sleds, but here, just off to the side, you would see somewhat larger four-wheeled wagons that could be pulled.
That would keep the dwarves from being bounced around so much.
Yeah, we could lash at the bombs. That's just... Yeah, that worked.
Katrina,
Yeah.
why don't you use your artistic capabilities and write withering somewhere or some kind of notification for people?
Like on the outside?
Like somewhere visible. So that they don't go in the event that it doesn't all collapse. Right? Right?
Something simple like Haven Dead. Withering inside.
Yes, I can do that. I can definitely do that. Okay.
And while that's happening, I'm going to check all the other cards to make sure there's no trade supplies in them.
Ooh, okay. Sure, why not? Roll me an investigation check, Grom.
Righty doke, 1 sec. Investigation,
Investigation.
not intimidation. Sound.
Absolutely. There isn't much. Hence, I'm only going to roll this because it's a mining site. Roll me, instead of 2d4, roll me 1d4, please, Grom. Ooh, wrong one.
Gee.
Okay. As you begin to skitter through, one of the carts is half loaded. You get 3 Haven resources, and then on top of that, I'm going to let you choose 4 of the following things. So either a copper ingot, iron ingot, lead, tin, or stone. So you can choose 1 of each if you want, or if you can choose 4 of one, it's entirely up to you.
Oh.
You get four of either copper, iron, lead, tin, or stone.
I think I'll just take 4 iron ingots.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, with that, there's 3 haven resources, which seems to equate to small pieces of iron, a few other ingots, but some of them, Grom, you put to one side as for your own stash. Perhaps may come in use for making something later down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, with that, you put them onto the cart that you're getting prepared for Mons. Anything further from anyone?
Eggle is going to search around to see if there's any type of a harness that could be used, so we aren't just like tying this cart to bonds.
Yeah, there will be. There'd be all manner of the one thing that you would probably notice, Eggle, is that there would be a few straps, a few reins, but there aren't any other beasts of burden here at the minute, which gives you the impression that they're either... Well, they would have some. It's the whole reason there's a stable here, so there's a good chance that there are some trade caravans from Lantern Deep out in the wider world at the moment.
Oh, he'll bring the harness back to Yorick here, so we don't have to just tie it on, but...
Oh yeah, that's way better than what I was doing. Yeah.
York, do we have something we could use as a chisel, like metal?
A chisel?
Yeah. Something I could, like, make marks in stone to form letters that will form words that will have meaning.
I've got a knife.
Will it break when I hit it against stone?
Probably. Eventually.
Oh, well, I got this. And I walk out and I just start Eldritch blasting the letters into the wall of the mountain.
Well, Katrina had scratched them in charcoal. Oh, okay, perfect. And then she adds at the end, survivors go to Hollow Rest.
Okay.
Don't have too many words, this is tiring.
Sorry! Survivors in Hollow Rest. Got rid of 2 letters, okay?
So from outside, as you lead Bonce with the new 4-wheeled carts laden with 2 dwarves, one who's stupefied, one critically injured, a few crates of goods, of iron and various other metals, and then Grom's just stood there blasting.
So anyway, I started blast.
Katrina's supervising, but like hiding behind him so she doesn't get hit by rock shards.
It's the most multi-use spell on the face of the planet.
Yeah. I guess I can give you guys visibility on Bonce now, since he is, for all intents and purposes, a
part of a ship, part of the crew.
Yeah. There we go.
Nice.
So we'll use Bonce as your change you all to owner. Yeah, you can put anything you want into his inventory. I'll add his attacks and shit later. But in a nutshell, AC 16, 50 HP, 18 strength, 18 con, intelligence of 3. It's not exactly the smartest of creatures, obviously.
But he is charming.
but he's pretty charming, yeah.
Special boy.
All right. You are greeted as you step outside, back into, not with the Cradle of Ruin logo, boop, with the familiar sight of the Ashen Wastes. In the confined area that's been walled off outside Lantern Deep, There is no sign of anyone. It's daytime by this point, probably mid-afternoon or early afternoon, considering all that's gone on. The central ancient forge stands silent, along with the stone blacksmithing shop next to it. There are a few of the wooden stalls that you would notice are stocked with goods. Give you the impression that Lantern Deep tends to prefer trading outside in this area rather than bringing everyone through the gates. But regardless, Grom, you spend, I think, at least 10 minutes, I would say,
Oh yeah.
grinding these words into the cliff walls. Katrina's assisting or supervising Grom. So Yorick, you're in the process of moving Bonce out into the open.
Yeah.
So Thea and Eggle, anything further you two wish to do as you step out into the familiar oxide-stained wilderness of the Ashen Wastes?
Eggle is going to check the not the cards, but like the stalls and everything outside to see if there's foodstuffs that he could grab to bring along.
Roll me an investigation check.
Very well.
You quickly realise, darting from shed to shed, that there are no food items available. All of this seems to be, again, blocks of metals, of ingots, of stone that have been prepped ready for trade. If anything, the only food thing you find is a small half rodent, half lizard looking thing that skitters out from beneath one of the ingot stores. Like a furry rat.
Oh my god, it's so cute!
Like a furry rat
Catch
with
it,
6
catch
legs.
it!
Well, then what Eggle is going to do, satisfied that there's just nothing really that they want to take with them because it'll just weigh the cart down and we've already got enough. He's going to take some time to gather up some of the sand from this place.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to use a cantrip. He's going to spend some time thinking it over, and he's going to form a handful of the glass to look like one of those things from inside. One of the metamorphosized elders.
Okay, yeah. The smooth carapaced back, the elongated arms and legs that seem to have formed into almost insectoid. Cool. You are left with a glass representation of one of the elders.
Thea.
So he's just going to do that.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Thea.
She'll see him doing that. You can make me some more balls too. Those were pretty handy.
I told you they weren't for licking. Or sucking on or whatever else you tried.
They're for bashing. Definitely for bashing.
Or throwing, yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Or throwing. I mean, they're smooth. I like to. But yeah, if you're not, after you're done, if you've got more, you can make more. I would like more. Definitely.
I'll get to it later.
All right. And then she's gonna, after that awkward exchange, she's going to, she's just gonna, like, while everybody's, like, getting loaded up and stuff, she's just gonna kind of, like, look out, see if anything has changed since they went in, if there's anything that might be concerning in the direction that they're about to head.
Roll me a perception check, please, Thea. A 13 is a solid roll. So whilst the rest of the party are either making glass sculptures, trying to corral their beast, or write a warning, you make your way up to the outer wall of Lantern Deep and begin to just survey the terrain beyond. To the south would be the first thing that gets your attention. What would normally be clear skies over Lantern Deep and the Ashen Wastes, this storm cloud, this darkened, overcast area that you just witnessed on your way here, seems to have drawn slightly closer. And for a brief moment, you get the impression that there would be the odd lightning strike that seems to illuminate the clouds. But it's not a white flash. It seems almost purple in nature. And just on the horizon where this cloud resides, you would see that just above the darkened cloud, it seems to be almost like a silver lining, or part of the cloud seems to glow with an unnatural bright light. To the west, in the distance, another cloud blooms, but that one you believe to be from the active volcanoes. And finally, to the north, your route home towards Hollow Rest, clear. Nothing really garners your attention. Nothing moves. So yeah, the main point being that these clouds at the south seem to have gotten a little closer and seem to be a little more turbulent than what you would expect. And you yourself, Thea, don't recall any storms hitting the Ashen Wastes in your lifetime, at least.
Would we know? So if it seems a little bit more turbulent, does it seem like it's starting to pick up speed? Would you say that would be a fair assessment by that comment?
It's got closer. With a 13, it's got closer. Whether or not it's picked up speed, I couldn't really give you that. It's still miles and miles away. But it's definitely closed since you were last outside, but a day and a half, 2 days ago.
Okay. Well, she's gonna head back to let them know her assessment, and let them know that we need to probably get a move on it. And while they're going, I'm assuming we're gonna ride in the wagon, or if Katrina rides in the wagon, she's gonna ask her. Well, I'll ask her in character. Katrina,
What?
I saw just the clouds looked really weird in the south. Like they're kind of, weird lightning and kind of a glow, and they're purple, and they're closer, and they're real turbulent. Like, can you draw my description on something?
Yeah, sure. For what purpose? What are you trying to do?
Sometimes I'm not the best at explaining things, or I forget, and I would like to document these things so that, we can show others so that they can see what I see.
Why not
But if you
just
don't,
tell
if you don't want
everybody
to, if you don't want to be
see-
helpful, if you don't
Well,
want to be helpful.
okay, no, you don't have to be like that.
Try to give you opportunities to show your art skills. But,
No,
you know,
I'm just.
it
I'm
is what it is.
trying-
I'll try to draw. I'll try to draw it. Don't you?
No,
Don't
I'll
you
do
worry.
it for you. I just. Eggle! Would you mind helping? I was trying to make sure that Siba's okay for the journey, but like I don't know. Would you mind taking a look at her, please, Eggle?
Sure.
And I will draw your picture while Eggle is looking at her. So she goes to get her drawing supplies to make her sister happy. Go ahead, Eggle.
Just a thought, maybe you should go look yourself. That would probably make it a lot easier to draw whatever she's pointing out.
Well, I don't know why we can't just tell everybody to look to the south. I do, whatever.
I mean, everybody just go look. Let's just take a family field trip to the...
Can't, looking after Siba.
We don't have time. Can't take my word for it. That's why I wanted like the picture, because not everybody's visionary and can see.
I believe you. Oh my gosh.
I mean, go up there and then catch up with us a little bit later and draw it. I mean, or we can send them one at a time. I mean, but we don't have time.
We need to get a move on because there's a weird stormy situation to the south that's getting closer. This totally comes from Thea, so believe what she says. Okay. All right.
Exactly.
Now everybody knows.
Thea,
Yeah.
Katrina, you make your way up to the ramparts, look over, and Katrina, you, as Thea points across the horizon, you begin to see the same thing that she saw.
Can I discern?
Go on.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Can I discern what kind of storm it might be? Like, does this look like a sandstorm, or is it like a complete aberration from any weather I've ever seen before?
It's definitely not a sandstorm. And I think with Thea's 13, if you wish to roll me... I think that would be more of a survival or a natural law check. Your choice. It's definitely not a sandstorm, and it's certainly something that you have never seen before, even through the various rains that have washed over Hollow Rest and the Great Forest. This, as Thea aptly pointed out, seems ominous and very unnatural.
See, I'm not just trying to get you to just draw some random storm.
No, I believed you. And she quickly starts sketching the horizon, and the features that make it look different from any weather they've ever seen.
On top of that, I would dare say with Thea pointing it out and you drawing it, you certainly begin to get the impression that if this is as large as you think it is, it will eventually encompass not just Lantern Deep, but if it carries on, Hollow Rest as well.
It's growing.
Well, let's get moving. Eggle, are you doing okay there with Siba? Is she ready to move? What's
happening with Eggle and Siba?
Eggle is looking Siba over to make sure that, she's not going to, her stitches aren't going to come undone. And if anything needs to be shored up like proper stitching, he'll attempt it.
You know what I'm going to ask for? Give me a roll. Not only do you manage to stabilize her, you would easily be able to treat the large wounds that she incurred. Unless you have any form of or some magics to give her some energy, she'll probably be unconscious for the entirety of the journey, which may be a blessing in disguise, but I'll leave that to you. What happens, Eggle?
Honestly, Eggle he doesn't have like healing magic, and she's busted up. It's my medical opinion that she should probably just stay unconscious for the trip anyways, unless we need to move her. These are vulnerable, but she's in a bad way, and she's been through a lot. And not being awake right now is probably good for her.
Okay. Thank you.
Whilst all this is going on, Jurik's just sat in the back of the wagon.
Is that all the foraging done now? You're not making anything else of interest, eh?
No, you rest now, old man, eh? You rest now.
Old man, do you know who you're talking to? But,
And he begins to lay down in the wagon, looks at Sibba. There seems to be a brief moment of recollection, of recognition before his eyes glaze again. He throws his hands behind his head and closes them.
It might not be a bad shout if I have a little nap. Where are we going, by the way? Is it a far journey?
No, we'll be there in no time. No time.
Alright, well in that case then I'll leave it all to you lot. Just give me a nudge when it's dinner time.
And with that, Jurik is placated. Anything further from anyone? Or is it time to get out of Dodge?
It's time to get fucking Dodge, I think.
Yeah, out of Dodge is good. Along the way, Eggle's going to be watching Durik. Just keeping an eye on him.
Yep. There's certainly something at play that's interfering with his memories, at this moment in time at least, but with the return journey, that seems to change. His recollection starts to slowly return. Rather than being this doddery individual, he starts to hold a conversation more. The first day of the return trip, let's just go with straight survival.
Bum, ba-dum, bum,
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. With bonds loaded, you set off north, back in the direction of Hollow Rest.
Oh.
It's fine, everybody else is gone.
Yeah.
In spite of perhaps keeping an eye out for the harpies and the growing storm behind you, the trip itself is relatively uneventful. Yorick, there is a slight complication along the way. What would it be?
Yorick's absolutely fucking exhausted. So at one point he nods off while walking along and gets his arm caught in Bonce's strap, and for about 30 meters he's just dragged until he comes back around and he's like, help! Shit! Fuck! Buds, stop! You stupid fucking animal! Stop!
He doesn't stop. He just continues. Doesn't take
Somebody
long.
help me.
It doesn't take long before someone hopefully dives in. So with that, I'm going to say it's going to be either Grom or Thea. who rescues you. And whoever doesn't rescue you, they will be able to add a nice little boon to the journey, something that helps the group out. So, Grom, Thea, who wants to help Yorick, and who wants to describe?
As I'm sitting on the wagon because I'm playing being an old man. He just goes, "Whoa, Bunce, whoa!"
On stops, looks up towards you, Grom, lets out this disgruntled huff before stopping and allowing Yorick to get to his feet.
Right. Nobody saw that, right? Okay.
No, we heard
Nope.
you.
Nobody saw it.
Right, cool. We should find a place to camp for the night.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Well, since you're on the ground there, do you see anything?
If anything, Thea, I think it'd be you who sees something with that 18. So what's the boon? What do you find, and how does it help the group?
She would find kind of a little cove for us to kind of set up shop in there, and it's kind of protected on both sides. It's kind of like a little cliff area.
Is there any other added benefits to this? Is there anything you find that may be of use to the group in their travels ahead or at home?
She would find, so within there, that there would be like a little some animals kind of taking cover, and so that we could cook those up for dinner that night.
Stepping into this small overhang that's been carved by wind and time into the cliff, there you would notice what appears to be a 3 to 4 foot long lizard, coupled with about 12 eggs. You're the first one in this cove. You see this lizard. It bares its teeth towards you, hisses for a moment, rattles its tail that seems to have various barbs and spikes on, and the back of the lizard itself now also rises up. Again, a couple of spines that have flesh looped between them. And you just, this awkward moment where you're looking at this lizard, it's there, just hissing at you. What do? It's dinner. That with eggs as well. Bonus.
So she has a pitchfork that she has, and she just kind of takes that out, and she's just gonna jam it down onto his head.
Yeah. The rest of the group, having left Bonce and the wagon for a moment, or maybe not the entire group, but for those who would follow Thea up to this alcove, you would just see her pitchfork at the ready and this lizard impaled on the end.
She would try to raise it, and it's like real heavy for it. She's like, I got dinner tonight.
It's still alive.
Not for long.
With the second jab, the lizard-like creature meets its end. You spend 20, 30 minutes unhitching Bonce from the wagon, settling in. Campfire? What What's he look like?
Thea's gonna ask Grom to... Grom, can you, like, ask your friend to start this?
Rune is absolutely flaked out. He's exhausted. But Grom looks at the fire and with a click of his fingers, prestidigitates a little flame.
And Thea will get down on her hands and knees with some kindling and try to do the blow thing.
Yeah.
And try to get it to catch.
And catch it does.
Better.
Sorry, go on.
The pseudo dragon was doing this. Like, she's just grumbling the entire time that she's having to do it.
Anything anybody else wishes to do before we kick into a short rest? Because I think it's well deserved at this point.
You're not wrong.
No. Yorick gets bod settled and then just falls asleep, like leaning up against him.
I will drag that in just on the off chance there. If anyone wishes to do any camp activities for this short rest.
Oh, you know I do.
And whilst you're all looking over the camp activities, I'm going to call a quick BRB.
Yay!
Yeah, have a moment, look over the camp activities for your short rest, because I believe some of you may wish to do some. But we will be right back, folks. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I said
Welcome back.
Mrs. Solution returned, so I went to say hello to her. All right. That's a few hit dice you spent there, Yorick.
It's been a rough day, okay?
What were you down to?
I was still in double digits.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot of health. Still at max though. Oof.
Ah, man. All right. Contemplation for Grom.
I don't want to take any more corruption.
All right, so we've got Grom, who is doing contemplation, which is taking a quiet moment for himself to gain advantage on his next withering-based saving throw. Okay. And Thea is bonding. So regrettably, Thea, you can't bond. The reason is that's an activity that must be taken by the whole party.
Oh,
as
but
a
she was gonna
group.
throw something out there that I think that the whole group would get a kick out of.
If Grom's not going to be part of that, then I will allow it.
Fair.
Yes. I don't want you to change yours, Grom. Harley.
All right. So basically, Grom, you can do that, but if no one else is doing anything else, then I will allow the bit of a bond and for everyone to gain 2d6 temporary hit points. How does this look then? Since Thea's trying to gather everyone round for a bit of a conversation, Grom, you step to the side. What are you up to?
I'm sitting, communing with the bones and through my staff, and just thinking, for all intents and purposes, happy thought of the Haven. We're bringing 2 new people to the Haven. We'll be stronger.
Yeah, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
After that, to the hustle and bustle behind you of Thea and the rest of the crew talking, you would get your head down and maybe not sleep as such, but at least rest for a while. Let your weary body recover.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, whilst Grom's doing that, the rest of the crew, Thea, you begin to gather everyone round, and it's night time.
Probably gonna have to kick Yorick awake.
She'll kick your Yurick. You're gonna wanna. And she's just chuckling. She can't stop chuckling.
What? Where's my axe? I'll have them. What? What happened?
Yeah.
Where is my axe?
I can't. I keep replaying. When you bounced right into the gate. She's like laughing, and she's just like, remember how you were just, and then like, so she starts like reenacting it, and she's like, and then you jumped on him, and then she runs she's like running into the wall like how you did, and then just kind of like and fall, and she's like, and I just lost it whenever you hit the ground like this.
You're a fucking comedian now, are you? Does my plight amuse you? Does it? Hmm?
And then, cause then later you like, I saw you fall off the wagon. And you were just in there asking for help.
Why are you laughing at his misfortune?
Because she's a dick.
It was funny. Not so perfect now, are you, Yurick?
Right. It's hilarious that he almost died hitting a wall after we were escaping with our lives.
It was merely a minor scratch. You guys are over dramatizing it.
Yeah, we're fine. Besides, you see what Bonds did to those fucking dwarves? Man, they fucked them up.
Eggle
Yeah.
is looking after people a little bit with this. I blinked it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll it, or do you want to just say it's the standard score?
Yeah, I'm happy with the standard score.
Okay, so everybody in the party plus Siva has 2 extra hit dice for the purposes of healing during a short rest. They're free.
Holy shit. That's really good.
That's strong as fuck.
That's really good. What do you do, Eggle, to make people recover a little bit faster? Is it a potion? Is it some herbal remedy? What do you do? What do you give people?
This actually, he's going around and just like while people are sitting there talking, he's just like kind of like an old-timey doctor stuff where he's got a little triangle on a stick and he's like hitting him on the knee and checking the reflexes and stretching him out and like dragging him and getting shooed away. Just like doing a checkup.
Opening their eyes and shit. Eggle, get off.
Don't forget to get Yurik because he's so hurt.
Oh, he's got 2 extra hit dice for healing, so
Absolutely.
Oh shit, two extra hit dice.
You all get 2
Yeah.
hit dice of free healing, basically.
yeah. And I don't think anyone has any diseases or exhaustion or anything like that. But if you do, you can pick one and get rid of it.
So do we like select that
Uh,
somewhere or
Just roll it normally, and then from your character sheet, you should be able to click the little wrench icon to edit and add in 2 hit dice back.
okay?
Whilst you're all resting, recuperating, and healing, I'm going to butcher this name, but I'm going to give it a crack anyway. Zugzor Wilmjohn. I apologise if I butchered that, but thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to our little dark corner of madness on Twitch. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Anything further anyone else wishes to do whilst Caesar? There we go. Caesar with the pronunciation. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Tell me straight. You also get an extra 2d6 temporary hit points until your next long rest due to the bonding. Apart from Grom, who's took a moment to step away from things, which is probably for the best.
Oops, I messed that up.
So do we roll the 2d6 ourselves?
I mean,
There's
you
a
can
little
do.
button to press, isn't there? It's pretty good, don't mate.
I didn't hear what you said, Lucius.
There's a little button for it if you just scroll up. Yeah, bond, healing.
Oh,
Yep, there's a healing thing on. Yeah, scroll up to the bond camp activity, and then you can click heal from there.
fucking hell.
I've tried to make it as easy as possible, but with this being the first
No,
time, it's all
The fucking
good.
hell was for rolling snake eyes. For my temporary HP.
Grom, your night is quite unpleasant. For 2 reasons mainly. 1, your level of corruption, the effect the withering has had on you, has certainly started to leave a bit of a mark. Give me one minor physical deformity that's slowly starting to be apparent to you. These are only temporary, unless of course you gain more corruption. But just a thematic effect of hitting corruption level 2. What's it look like? Nothing crazy.
My legs have started to stiffen, and I'm actually forced to use a staff as a walking aid. Rather than a symbol of office.
Excellent. Second of all, your rest is quite fitful. You are constantly assailed by two opposing forces. One, that being of the Guardian Bones, trying to lull you into a sense of comfort. But there is also, on the wind, a whisper of danger. And it's at those whispers, Grom, that these visions of a nightmare creature walking consistently assails your senses. And you just cannot seem to get the image of this thing out of your mind. But for the moment, I'm not going to ask you to roll a check because you're in a pretty safe spot. You have the gift of the Guardian Bones watching over you, and you've taken a moment to contemplate. So if you hadn't have done, I was going to make you roll a withering check tonight.
Jesus.
Yeah. So for those, for going forward, since it's now become a thing on the board, when you hit corruption level 2, your nights will be spent rolling for corruption if you are unfortunate. Anyway.
What's the roll?
The roll is your highest attribute for a withering check. So whichever your best saving throw is typically the roll used for withering base checks. Oh shit! Are you corruption level 2?
Yeah.
Oh
I got hit with
no!
a beam and then I touched the thing, so
Oh,
I got two corruption points and it's basically like a minute.
I forgot about that. With you all settling down for the night, I'm going to have to probably say at some point, Eggle, you're no doubt on watch, or either in through your sleep. What do you experience as you begin to drift off, or perhaps you see something out in the dark whilst you're on guard? You will be put to corruption level 3, though.
Alright.
And you will also start to manifest some form of minor influence on you. So be it hardening of skin, stiffening of joints. Roll with it. It's all RP flavor based, apart from the withering save.
Alright. So while Eggle is staring in the dark, he swears he can see things loping along, kind of wolf-like movement, but not in shape, like people or something along those lines. So he's just highly up, but he never sees anything clearly. He just swears he could have seen it again and again out of the corner of his eye while he's watching into the night.
Do you wake anyone up?
No, he's it's not a rational thing. It's like he's seeing it, but he's very concerned about doing anything but keeping an eye on it, so he's very much focused on it. So he just is looking at that for his entire watch. And they settle down just as it ends.
Okay. You all start to wake up. The dawn rising. The campfire now nothing but blackened embers. Who's the first to awaken?
Probably Grom, as he doesn't actually sleep.
Grom, you would probably notice that Eggle is slightly off. And what physical manifestation of corruption has occurred on you, Eggle? Doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Eggle's facial features have gotten more stark, like his forehead and eyebrows are more shelved out over the rest of his features, and then his chin is jutting out. It seems like those 2 points are more forward, like maybe the way that some people look almost like when they're dehydrated. And he's also a little bit more hunched than normal, like he's got a touch of the scoliosis or something going on. Just
Poor bastard. Grom, you'll be the first person to awaken seeing Eggle, and also feeling the effects yourself would probably be able to put 2 and 2 together relatively easily.
Morning, Eggle.
hello. It's gonna be a long trip.
Isn't it? Need to avoid the corrupted things more.
Well, if the things would stop condensing it into a beam and firing at us, that would help.
You suffering any other ill effects?
I don't think so. Just could have sworn there were things moving out there last night, but I don't think that I don't know if that's that or what, or if it's just shadows and desert creatures.
I wouldn't be surprised. I had a vision while we were fighting the dwarf. And, well, we'll wait for everyone to wake up and then I don't want to explain it twice.
Katrina is going to attempt to cook breakfast for everybody and do like a traditional hollow rest breakfast to kind of cheer everybody up and make everybody look forward to getting home. Kind of mental sustenance as well as physical.
Lizard omelette.
Yeah, lizard omelette along with a bit of probably rehydrated god flesh.
Fried to look like hash browns.
Is anybody taken in with this? Is it enjoyable?
Oh yeah, Grom's sitting there licking his lips. He's starving. All of that effort, Eldritch blasting a fucking sign, took it out of him.
I mean, if somebody had given her a chisel, it would have been fine.
I didn't have a fucking chisel.
Chisel was the only thing they didn't have.
He could
Yeah.
have used his face.
What the fuck? So, as hearty as possible, home cooked, hollow rest style breakfast for everybody to kind of give them energy for the day. That's what I'm going for.
I'm gonna refund that Rayvon, but because it's such a good idea, flesh brown and eggs instead of hash brown. Nice. So yes, you serve quite the hearty meal to everyone, and
That's my contribution to the bonding
absolutely.
during the...
By this point, everyone starts to wake up to the smell of a fry-up, and out in the Ashen Wastes, this is potentially classed as heaven. Yorick, is it good for you?
Yeah. As soon as he gets a whiff, he's like his nose wakes him up. He's like, "Oh, what's that?" And he gets slapped on the hand about, I don't know, like 20 times until it's ready. No, just a taste. No, just can I just? What about that bit? That bit cool.
Even
I-
Go on, Thea. Katrina?
Katrina's just gonna say, I am surprised you didn't lose a hand in childhood. I've seen your mother.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no. I mean, she hit me with a tenderizer once.
In the head?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Why
makes
did you
sense.
specify his head?
What?
Why'd you say his head?
Lucky guess.
Echo's gonna go back to looking at the food, and he's when he's eating, it's a little. The thing that becomes apparent is like he's slurping it up, and it's like his tongue is starting to distend, like it's longer than like
no.
abnormally long.
But why?
Because he's corruption level 3.
I know. God.
So he can lick his own eyeballs.
Seeing this emaciated-looking goblin lapping up dinner, any observations from anyone?
You're just gonna be like, Ego, can you keep your tongue in your mouth?
Do we have forks?
You're gonna pull it as like grab one of the kindling
Mm-hmm.
and make chopsticks for him and be like, yeah, look, chopsticks. Yep.
Oh boy.
He's got the dexterity to use chopsticks.
Yeah, I was just gonna.
No.
So Eggle's there. He's like stabbing the food with the sticks and trying to eat it.
As this scene's playing out with Eggle stabbing at his breakfast, the rest of you eating, there'd be a low murmur as Jurek awakens, blinks a few times, glances around at the party.
Where the fuck am I? Who are you?
Jurek. It's Yorick. You remember me?
Julik. That's
Your name.
That's. Aye. Hey, that sounds familiar. Yolik. Hollow Rest.
That's the one.
This is.
Cast a glance around.
Why are we in the wastes? Oh, my fucking head.
Come sit down. Have some breakfast.
He nods, pushing himself up, scooches close to the fire. He looks over towards Sibba, who's off to the corner.
She's, I know her, but well, that smells really good.
Taking his gaze from Sibba, he begins to mulch on whatever food is put in front of him. Faculties returning slowly, but still an element of confusion there.
So, where are we?
We're on our way to Hollow Rest. And I'm just gonna use hand signs to be like, I don't think we should tell him yet.
Hololest? Have I been kidnapped again?
Again? No. Wait, what?
Hey, the last time I went to Holorest, I remember getting some glowing fucking thing in a drink that put me on my arse. And then I woke up and there was this sort of purpley red-haired beauty staring down at me.
Oh.
No, we're going because there are supplies you needed and you wanted to talk in person.
Oh, alright, that's good, that's good. I wonder how that lass is. It's been about 30 years or so since I last saw her. I've not been out of fucking Lantern Deep in a long time. This is going to be quite the adventure.
Yeah.
Sure is.
And with that, Jurek seems to slip into just focusing on his breakfast, giving you all a moment away from him.
Mm-hmm. Right. While we were fighting, I had a vision.
Go on.
It'll be easier if I showed you as I speak. I'm going to cast smoke image.
Smoke image. The spell shapes existing smoke into any shape, creature, or object the spellcaster can visualize. The image is composed entirely of smoke and, if disturbed by any force or action, dissipates. What do you conjure, Grom, in the smoke of the open fire?
Conjure an image of an enormous creature.
Let me show you
Its
all.
name,
Go on, Grom.
Oh.
his name is the God Titan, the Sun-Cursed Knight.
Before you, in this smoke, is a very familiar-ish apparition. Black armored plates seem to go from the head down, almost insectoid in nature, similar to the dwarven elders you'd seen in Lantern Deep. Limbs elongated, hands, arms that seem to droop down, and 4 legs, if you could call them legs. More like arms, almost, that act as legs. A tail swoops behind, also clad in this black carapace. And on top of that, in the smoke image that Grom's conjured, is what appears to be armoured plates, shoulder pads, a golden mask. There are also shards, or what appears to be shards, that jut out at all angles from the upper torso and this elongated neck of the sun-cursed knight. As Grom continues casting smoke image, he begins to mould a few nearby elements, that of rocks, of beasts, of animals, showing the sheer scale of this monstrosity, this living God Titan. And it is huge. easily towering 200-300 feet, if not more, in the air. Grom, you begin to manifest through the smoke image just the gait and general movement of this creature, and it seems slow. There are also other elements to this image that seem familiar. The mask that this god titan wears, you've seen a sigil, an image of this on someone before, recently.
Javira.
Any questions, folks?
And that was going to be Katrina's question. Does any of the symbology or imagery on this person's
Yes.
armor match what she was wearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Temple of the Sun, Sun-Cursed Night. It's a bit on the nose.
Mm-hmm. You are the only person who knows this as the Sun-Cursed Night, though, Grom, or were, as that flashed into your mind. But now, yeah, this is a god titan known as the Sun-Cursed Knight.
What does this mean? I thought all the god titans were dead.
Looks like there's still one kicking around.
So you're saying this thing's still out there?
I believe. Probably to the south. I have no evidence of it, but darkness coming from the south. And now images of this thing. Makes sense.
And it's connected to that woman? That
I
thing?
believe so.
Is there any history with him, like a connection with storms and, you know, because I saw the storm down south and you said he's probably down south.
Oh, Thea, I
Asking
would
Grom.
imagine. Yeah, I would imagine you can put two and two together, though. But by all means, carry on.
That storm doesn't seem natural, and this thing definitely isn't natural.
So you're saying that thing is causing that storm?
At a guess. It all lines up logically.
The storm's growing. What does that mean? Is he like getting more followers or something and it's like growing as that's happening?
Is it growing or is it just getting closer?
I don't know. I thought it looked like it was growing. What do you think, Katrina?
I've only seen it once, so I can't gauge the relative size or distance appropriately. Or did you want me to agree with you because we're related? I'm not sure.
You can have your own brain.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know.
You're welcome.
It's time.
To roll the bones.
Roll the bones.
Forbidden Law.
Fuck. Every forbidden law I roll.
You would dump out the bones, Grom, and when it comes to matters of this creature, the whispers, they're not just, it's not so much that they're quiet, it's just you can't get a straight answer from them. There is definitely a feeling of apprehension, of concern, of worry, incredible danger, and frustratingly, no matter how much you focus on the bone choir, there is no straight answer regarding this entity. Which
I think I need to ask the bones at home. Something seems to be interfering with my connection.
Well, it's coming from the south, but the Temple of the Sun is that way. And he's pointing north and east. So something seems weird about that to me.
Yes.
As far as the south goes, what's even down there past the wastes?
I don't know
No idea.
anyone that's been down there.
Edge of the world, I guess.
if it helps, I will bring up the world map. And I do believe Javira told you the rough location of the Temple of the Sun.
Yes.
So I will reveal that on the map to you all.
Yeah, my Foundry's taking a bit to load, but
It's a big map.
yeah, she had described it as being north and east of where we were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Past like a clear flow, like kind of.
Absolutely.
It, you know, if you're going in a straight line, but you can't go in a straight line. So as soon as I can roll, I'm going to try something.
Okay.
Eggle's thinking about all of this, and he's going to look at Grom's bones that he spilled out, and he's going to backseat augur him.
It's still a natural one when it comes to the bones. What were you trying to do?
Just see if he could think of anything to do with this, you know, based on all the weird stuff he's heard of.
The only thing I will give you with a natural one is the glass shard you destroyed. The glass shards on the image of the sun-cursed knight portrayed in front of you and Javira obviously tie in somehow.
I think the best course of action is to get home as quickly as possible. Get the dwarves.
Yeah, and if we see
Killed.
Javira, we can have Bonce and Yorick run them over like they did the dwarves.
I mean, I can do that.
Any ideas from the rest of the party with that information now on the table?
No, Yorick's just looking at this smoke image of a Titan. He's like, I need a bigger weapon.
Thinking about how much pesticide we need. I think that it'd probably kill everything else as well if we tried to go that route.
Fuck it. If it comes to it.
And where he is, dead god Titan bones have kept us safe for hundreds of years. This one's potentially alive. We need help. We need to get home, warn about Devera, and warn Clearflow.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I guess that's the signal to
Mhm.
pack it up and let's go.
Grom uses staff to waft the smoke image away.
And with that, the image of the sun-cursed night dissipates into the air. You all begin to make preparations for the next journey ahead. The journey home.
Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum.
Day 2. With dwarves on wagon.
Day 2 electric boogaloo.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Who did it? Who did that?
Thea.
How could you?
So,
There's some big rolls.
there was some big rolls. I think that's a crit from Katrina. So day 1 got you to roughly there, I would say. In fact, probably a little further. That would be from Latin Deep, 24 miles. The next one, again, another 24 miles, so probably to there. Thea, complication on the journey. What happens? What's the complication?
I would say she's riding on the wagon, like, and she's sitting on the edge, and she's sitting there running her mouth, and the wheel goes up over kind of a big rock and kind of slams down, and she wasn't like anticipating it, so she falls off of the wagon this time.
Oh no. Oh.
Fell off the wagon again.
Oh.
It's payback for her making fun of Yurik.
It's a pretty hefty hit as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's very good.
You fell over.
Hey, you remember that time that the cart got bumped and you fell off of it?
Look at
That's
that.
what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
Sweet, sweet payback.
Death by wagon. So yeah, Thea, on the journey, you end up not only falling off, but it's at the most inopportune moment possible. As the wagons, or as Yorik's trying to coerce Bonce through a almost like a crevasse. One side you've got cliff, the other side almost a 10, 15 foot ravine. That's where it hits a rock, causing you to not only drop off the side of the wagon, but also roll 10, 15 feet down sheer cliff face before landing in a crumpled heap at the bottom. Takes the crew a few minutes to pull Bonce to a stop and for you to make your way back up before the journey continues. Katrina,
Yeesh.
there is a boon to all this, though, and an extra with that being a crit. So what's the boom? What's the positive thing that occurs during the trip that you're in notice
Well,
of?
she's riding on the carriage with her sister, but she's being, smart about it and like hanging onto the edge so she doesn't go flying when it hits the bump. But she sees she isn't able to reach Thea in time, but like she immediately scrambles down to try and help her, and as she gets to the area where she fell, like she looks up and a potential shortcut through the specific area they're going through catches her eye. Like she never would have seen it except from at that angle, so she calls Yorick over and says, "Hey, I think that might be a shortcut. Do you see that pathway there?"
Where?
You gotta come down here to where her Grace fell.
I'm okay. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I think
Nobody
once we get off of this, I think if we curve around to the left, we should be able to pick up that trail, and that gets us to the next valley faster, I think.
Okay, you see a way down for bumps in the car?
Yeah, I said we keep following this and go around to the left.
Okay.
Yeah. Figured I could get that out of my crit.
Absolutely.
Little shortcut. Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely. I will bump you up to there.
That's better than Thea's shortcut.
Now
Well,
listen,
technically,
if
we have
it
her to
wouldn't
thank
have
for it.
happened, exactly. You're welcome.
See,
You're welcome.
she's helpful in her
That's a
own
question.
way.
And with that being a crit, I'm going to add on something extra.
Ooh.
As the wagon starts to enter more open ground, vegetation starts to show up more often. What was once just barren ashen wasteland turns into more reddened sand, odd tree every now and again, a few shrubs, and in the distance the small set of mountains that separates the great forest from the ashen wastes. It's here, Thea, where you would see just off on the horizon what appears to be a caravan heading your way. 3 wagons just off through the haze of the heat. It's difficult to make out at first, but you're 99% certain you see a small 3-wagon caravan heading, maybe not on a direct intercept course, but just within distance for you to see them. And they seem to be heading the direction you came, south.
Do you...
Sorry, I meant
I
I
don't-
said Thea. I meant Katrina. Sorry, because that was Katrina's crit.
Oh, okay, good deal.
Sorry.
So she's kind of staring at this area as they're helping Thea up, and then she starts seeing the clouds of the wagon. She's like, Yorick, look, I think it's a wagon train.
Oh shit. Hey, yeah. Well, I
Did
wonder
you
where they're coming
say-
from.
Are they coming towards us or going our same direction?
They're coming towards you on a rough heading, but not to the point of them intercepting you. You would have to flag them down to interact, but they are heading south in the direction of the Ashen Wastes.
So they could be headed towards Lantern Deep.
Yes.
Okay. What do we do, Yorick? Should we flag them down? What do we do?
Yeah. Probably.
Okay. We should go back and tell the others. Thea, are you okay?
Oh, now you ask. Yes, I'm fine.
Well, the fact that you were standing here, like, I assume you're mostly okay, but like, did you like break a nail or something?
You know, just You didn't immediately ask. I don't want to talk about it. Let's go. Talk to this traveling group. I'm fine. I'm fine. Are you just not talking to me now? Okay, I see how it is. She just
Good.
gets up and she gets back to the wagon.
I forgot I was on push to talk because I'm smart.
I thought you were really playing it off like the sister that got talking.
No.
Okay.
Strike that from the RP record.
No, it's canon now. That's what happened.
Shit. Oh no, good. I'm glad you're okay. Do you need a hand back up or?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Thanks.
Eggle, Yorick, having been alerted to this incoming caravan, what do you do?
Oh, shit. How do we log this, flag this thing down?
Let's see.
We could catch something on fire. Maybe smoke.
Like a torch
Or
and wave it around, or just
No, we need something
go that
bigger.
way.
Or
Let's
go
not
that
start
way.
any giant fires out here in like the dry countryside.
it's already hot enough.
We could just go towards them.
All right.
I think the path I saw will intersect with them potentially.
Then we
Yeah,
better get a move on.
okay.
Is it a fight? Is that what's going on? Oh,
No.
give me a weapon! Give me a weapon!
Bolting up from the back of the wagon, Durik leans towards you.
Wasteland fucking scavengers, a lot of them. Oh, I'll hack them down. Hey, that I will.
We may want to gag him.
It's fine. And Katrina goes over to the wagon and says, "We need you to stay in reserve. Here's a weapon in case they attack us." And she hands him a wooden spoon.
Roll me a deception check. I know, Yeti, if this works.
I'm relying on his altered mental state.
Oh
to
my
make this work.
god! All right, hang on. Let's do it as a face-to-face roll. Charisma disadvantage since he is prone to. Oh yeah, without fucking doubt.
Hey, I'll take this.
Jurek takes the spoon, looks at it.
If they try anything as a reservist, don't you worry, I'll sneak behind them and gouge their fucking eyes out, I will!
I feel so much better knowing that you're with us.
Don't worry, I've got a cunning plan.
From the back of the wagon, he'll just throw either a piece of linen or a fur or whatever. It's just something to cover him over himself in the back of the wagon. Spoon cradled in hand like a
Somebody's
dagger.
gonna get hit by that fucking spit.
Well, Katrina walks away from the wagon, brushing her hands, and she goes up to the others and says, he hid himself, so it looks like that problem is solved for right now.
We're gonna have another problem when he tries to shank one of them in the middle of a conversation.
More like tries to spoon somebody's fucking eye out.
Maybe we just pull up, but don't pull all the way up. We just kind of put the cart back and then walk up and leave him.
Maybe leave the cart at least as far apart as it takes, as a dwarf could sprint.
It's a good idea.
Jerick,
You hear him muffled.
Oi!
if we need you to attack, we'll shout troll butt.
Trollbot? Aye. They'll never know what hit them, the wee bastards.
Good man.
With that, you continue a little further before stopping the wagon, putting it off of the... I wouldn't say path is the right word. There's no roads here as such, but the leveled ground. And now you start to see this wagon approaching you is guarded by roughly 8 or so individuals who are walking either side of the wagons. These wagons themselves are being pulled by, funnily enough, ember horns. The figures, small, squat, but well built.
Shit.
Are they dwarves?
They are indeed. As they get closer, you see that this is a Lantern Deep trading wagon. The dwarves at this point, as they get into vision, as the haze of the heat begins to dissipate from the distance, you see that these are no mere standard dwarves. They are armored and armed. Large iron hammers in hand, war axes, and metal armor covers all 8 of the caravan guards. And at roughly 200-300 meters, the caravan seems to halt, and these 8 armored figures step forward into a defensive line before you witness just one individual jump off of the lead wagon and step in front of the 8.
Who should go talk to them? Should I go talk to them? Who wants to go talk to them?
Who wants to, or who should? Yeah, you should definitely. I don't want to.
Okay, I'll go.
Why don't you play your flute?
Wow. We'll talk about this when I get back. So Katrina just, she starts walking forward, but she's got her arms out like she's, she's clearly unarmed, and when she gets within shouting range, she'll say,
Well, before you say anything, as you walk forward towards them, Katrina, you will see the one who jumped off the caravan will also do the same, but he does, you make out to be a male dwarf, he does have one of the armored guards within about 30 feet behind him.
Yorick will shadow this movement.
Okay. You get within shouting distance. You would see a typical ashen-faced dwarf, long coat, hair pulled back, and what appears to be a metal breastplate beneath the coat. What do you say, Katrina?
I greet you on behalf of Durek and Siba, the only survivors from the downfall of Lantern Deep. We are in need of your aid.
You would see that this dwarf's head whips around to the guard before this callback. This is Kordek, Ironborn of Lantern Deep.
Is what you speak of true?
It is. We are 2 days out, and they're gone, fallen to the withering.
I'm gonna approach. I will leave my guard here.
It echoes across the open plains.
Do you agree?
Yes. Oh, should I approach too? Is that how this works? I'm new. Sorry.
Yorick will just give her a push and be like, yeah.
So she starts walking too.
You see this individual, Kordak, pretty well kept, in spite of it, weather worn, of course, but this thick hide coat over the metal breastplate is the most apparent thing. He doesn't seem to have any weapons on him, as he stands at just over 4.5 feet tall, quite large for a dwarf. He casts a glance up and down you.
All right. Who do I have the pleasure, I guess, of speaking with?
My name is Katrina from Hollow Rest. We came
Hollow
on
Rest, you say? That explains the
Yes.
fucking big guy over there.
And he just nods
Yeah,
towards
I
Yorick.
mean, they're all kind of mostly like that. But yes, so we got word of something bad coming up from the south, so we came down to investigate, and we arrived at Lantern Deep 3 days ago and found that they had fallen under the influence of some sort of witch, and it turned them into monsters. I don't know how best to explain it, but they're all gone. We were barely able to get Siba and Durek out alive. And Durek's not quite in his right headspace right now.
Roll me a persuasion check. That's a lot of information just to throw at someone. And it's like that. This is very much the definition of, you know, who starts a conversation like that.
Well, an inexperienced traveler.
Absolutely. No, I understand and I love it, but it's definitely going to require a bit of a, you know,
Yeah,
a roll
she
there.
definitely has the verbal diarrhea. What was that? Persuasion?
Social. Straight social check, please.
Social.
There is a long silence. So long that it starts to become awkward as Kordak just stares at you. Doesn't move. And after probably 40 to 50 seconds, he just his mouth just makes that.
Right. So you're saying that Lantern Deep's just...
And he makes a gesture with his hand, you know, poof.
Yes, and I'm sorry, I'm just realizing I should probably have approached this more tactfully since that is your home. So I apologize.
Right. Well, do me a favor, you know, if whatever you've been smoking out in the wastes, if you find some, bundle it up. I know a few people who'll probably buy it. The trade value on that stuff would be pretty good.
I'm telling the truth. And then she shouts the word for backup.
Which is...
What was it again?
Troll's butt.
Troll butt!
From
Yorick's ready to catch Jurek as he touches.
you just... I mean, granted, there is a big distance between where Yorick is, but from behind you, Yorick, and with the rest of the group, you just hear,
I'm coming for you bastards!
Throwing the fur aside, Durik dives out from the side of the cart, wooden spoon in hand, and then just begins to set off at a sprint. Closest thing would be towards Yorick. So, Yorick, you just see this dwarf sprinting at you. I mean, you're easily, I don't know, probably 60, maybe more like 90 to 120 feet away from the wagon. As this happens, it's a lot of ground for an old dwarf to cover. But you just see him leap over the side, spoon in hand, charging forward. Katrina, you two turn around and witness this scene, and Kordak is that Councillor Envervain?
You fucked up now? Aye, it's been a while, but I'm gonna scoop your eyeballs out.
No, you don't.
Come here, you... No, let me go. I'm gonna have them. I'll have all of them.
Yari, what do you do?
I've got him by the scruff of the neck, and I'm just going to carry him over. And just be like...
That's right. Move me closer so I can hit him with my spoon.
Let us speak together. We will bring our wagon, bring your people. We'll share a meal.
Derek glances over you, Grom, as you step forward and regards you for a moment. Witnesses the attire, the staff. Nods. Aye, alright, I've heard tales of your type. Far from home, no? And you would just see, as he says this, Kordak raises a hand, makes a bald fist, followed by a thumbs up, and then 2 fingers forward, and you would see that the caravan begins to move. The 7 remaining guards fall back into a position on the perimeter of the wagon as they start to approach. The other guard, he too, steps up, and you wouldn't be able to make much details out. The dwarven escort are, for all intents and purposes, in full plate mail. Plate armored helmets, with a giant iron great axe. These guys mean business. What do you all do?
I'm trying to calm Jarek down before we get there, and he tries to fight all of these armored dwarves.
After a minute, after you sort of, I would imagine you grab the back of his head and be like, look, the dwarves. He's like,
Oh, nice. Oh, and you're late on an adventure as well, I see. Aye. Allies in the fight to come. All right, you survive another day.
Puts the spoon back.
Do you happen, if you think real hard, do you recognize any of these gentlemen? Or is it they're old friends?
Jurek steps up, looks towards Kordak.
Oh. What do you mean? Of course I know this wee bastard here. This is Councillor Ironborn's lad. Next in line for the council he is.
He just clasps Kordak on the shoulder. It's jarring just how quick his delusion, I guess is the word to say, can shift.
Enough so that, like, the other dwarf notices.
Absolutely, yeah. Kordak immediately just bows his head almost reverently towards Jurek as he's clapped on the shoulder. It's good to see you again, Councillor. It's been many weeks since I last saw you. And judging by your companions here, I dare say there's some form of truth to what was said. Councillor, what happened in Lantern Deep?
I'll look at the dwarf and I'll just shake my head. I'll be like, no.
Lantern Deep! Eh, well, you know. I'm out on an adventure at the minute.
Drake begins to waffle on, and Kordak notices the gesture from you, Yorick. And his features soften. Some semblance of understanding of reason crossing his features.
Something had been done to a gold chain he always wore around his neck.
Gold
Do you remember
chain?
that?
No, he never wore a chain at all. I mean, there was the sigil of Lantern Deep that was passed to all of the councilmen, but it wasn't gold. It was more old rusted iron. Look, just and with that, Kordak will move to the side away from Jurek. The rest of the caravan now pulling up. Is what you're saying true? Is Lantern Deep gone?
It's still there, but the people that were there are not as they were if they're still alive.
What happened? How did that come to pass?
Come here, good dwarf.
Yeah. Everybody, come sit down. We need to talk.
Look into the smoke.
So yeah, 10 minutes pass, the caravans meet up along with the wagon, a fire is made, and a few of the guards stay on guard, but the majority of the wagon drivers, along with Kordak and a few of the remaining escort, plop down around the fire with you all. Grom, what do you do?
I start by making an image of Devira
Okay.
and explain that this woman came to Lantern Deep as a guest, found, in inverted commas, this trove of treasure, and handed out these gold chains as gifts to the council. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
These things were basically cursed with the withering. But things were then distributed from this relic to everyone in Lantern Deep. So everyone was basically infected. But because the councillors had theirs longer, they'd already started to mutate into these creatures, and I make a picture of the creature we fought.
Mm-hmm.
Ego's gonna pull out his figurine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Fucking hell. So what? If Lantern Deep's lost, then what are we to do? We've got nowhere to return to, or... I mean, I know it's rude, but if possible, would I be able to request shelter in a hollow rest for me and my escorts?
Absolutely. We already have Vaughn.
Varn?
Hmm?
What, the coal hand himself?
Hmm?
So that's where that fucker scurried off to, eh? I know we had a fight with... Oh, shit. What happened to Siba?
He's
Well-
injured but stable.
Do you have any medical supplies on you, perchance?
I mean, we're just returning from Clearwater, so most of it's barrels of fresh water, but I think there may be a few herbs, aloe, and a few other bits and pieces. Actually, hang on a minute. Kodak calls out to one of the guards who was on patrol around the fire, and he scoops out from behind him a small pouch that he tosses over to Kodak. I've got this if it's any use. Just bandages, a few poultices for stamina, rejuvenation in case anyone gets a little bit of a scuffle. First aid, but I would imagine that you lot have got them yourselves. Which I don't think you do. Does anyone have a healing kit with them?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
Well, moment. I have a healer's kit.
Cool. You've got a second one now for someone.
Dibs.
Well,
Alright.
Unless somebody else really wants it.
No, the unwritten rule of dibs. Fucking.
Yeah, you come. Yep. Alright, Katerina. You get a healer's kit. There you are.
Seeing as she's nosy as fuck, why not look her up?
Yorick.
That was
Yorick, what?
Get Lucius.
Ah, sorry, what? Sorry, somebody was talking to me.
Said Yorick.
What?
We can find a place for these good dwarfs in our settlement.
Of course. Ironborn warriors. Look at them.
I'm always needing extra hands.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. We also left a note on the entrance that anyone else seeking shelter can come to see us.
Hi. This is a lot to take in. Alright, I mean, I've seen it more than enough to persuade me, but in time I may have to, no offense to you lot, but send someone just to confirm. But for the minute, we'll follow you to Hollow Rest, set up camp.
While they're talking, Eggle's gonna go to the cart and he's gonna check Sib over, see if it seems like she could stand to be awake at this point, or if she should. So he's just gonna do some diagnostics, see if she could be awake for this.
DC 13 medicine check.
Alright. Medicine's a wisdom skill.
Absolutely.
Okay. So he's going to go into his kit then, and he's going to find some herbs that are like stimulating, and he's going to try to basically just wake her up by grinding them up, and combining with a little bit of water, and he'll put a little bit of it on her skin, like near the exposed wound, so it'll get directly into her system. So it's like a jump start, because it's not going to have to go through that. And he'll have the rest of it ready for when she gets up to give her, so she can drink it.
A few moments pass. Whilst this conversation between Yorick, Thea, Katrina, and Grom and Kordak's going on, you administrate, and with a deep inhale of breath, followed by a pained grunt, in the back of the wagon, Sibba comes to. She immediately closes her eyes to the brightness of the world outside. Am I dead?
No, you're not.
Oh,
That's why it hurts so much.
oh, you're not along. Where are we? Is that you, Eggle?
Yep. And here, chew. He's gonna hand her the herbs,
Uh-huh.
and then his water skin. Chew these, drink this. just wash it down. It'll help you get up. There's good-ish news, and we'll give you the good news once you're up and around.
She does as instructed. To the point where, after a few more minutes pass by, the effects, the anesthesia kicks in, and enough for her to at least shuffle around on the back of the wagon.
Yeah, well, there's people you might want to talk to. And he's going to point over towards where the other dwarves are.
Mm-hmm. If anything, just for divine convenience, Kordak looks up at this moment, sees Sibba, who weakly raises a hand, and Kordak says, "Oh, if you'll just excuse me a minute, Sibba's over yonder." Which would probably be the first time the rest of you turn around and see that.
I'm like, oh shit, she's back.
Feel free.
Kordak rushes over. A few words are exchanged. Confirmation that Lantern Deep has indeed fell. Sibba relays all what she saw in the days leading up with Javira, the hoard of items that were gifted, which breaks down any other walls Kordak had. Granted, the first aid and the medicine doesn't last too long for Sibba. She was punctured twice in the upper torso by, giant spikes. So eventually she does just wave a dismissive hand to get some rest, but not before passing out words of thanks and appreciation to all of you for saving her. I'm just going to lie down a little longer, if that's all right with the rest of you. I'm a little tender at the minute.
Yeah. We'll see to you. And Eggle's going to make sure that when she goes back, she gets tucked in and she's, comfortable.
Oh, and Eggle, thanks for getting sticky things all over me, eh? With that last of a somewhat jovial response, she rests her head back to the wagon, and Kordak, now fully understanding, just nods. Alright, I'll get the rest of the wagon's turn. We make haste for Hollow Rest. Those who don't want to be in fact, we'll get Sibba and Jurek into one of our wagons. They're a little more protected, and the rest of you, if you wish to, we'll power through the night. The Ironborn will protect us.
Okay.
How many of you are there?
Myself, 8 of the guard, and we've got another 5 or so of merchants, caravaneers. So 14 in total.
Marvelous. You will all be welcome to Hollow Rest. The Guardian Bones will protect. You still have a home. And Rom starts carving a protection rune for each of the members.
Well played. Good, sir. Straight off the bat. Giving them a sense of belonging, of hope.
It's all about the hope.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And while Grom does that, Katrina starts cooking another, as like homey and like comfort foodie as she can, and starts explaining about the god flesh to them.
There's a lot of disgruntled looks as some of them try it raw and they have to bite through it, but with it being cooked, it's more than edible and they get used to it. In fact, they'll have no choice but to get used to it.
Yeah, and then she's also kind of just telling them like the main points of the silent vigil, just so they know what to expect if they haven't been before.
Which out of all of them, I dare say probably only one of the traders has perhaps been before. So he ends up backing you with what's said, relaying pertinent information for travellers.
Mm-hmm.
After a good meal, if there's nothing further anyone wishes to say or bring up, the journey home continues at a pretty rapid pace.
Yorick will probably stay awake all night to help
Yeah.
make sure Bond stays on track.
Yeah.
And just in case we get there fucking early and it's the middle of the night,
Which
I'll be
you...
like, okay, we wait till the morning before we get anywhere. Okay.
That's exactly what happens. These dwarves power in their plate armor, lanterns that are lit, power through the night. This is unheard of for most caravans. There are the odd attack by... you can't make out exactly what's by, but high-pitched, squealing, somewhat canine in appearance. You can hazard a guess at what may have jumped out at the night, but the dwarves, with their subterranean living, heavy armor and heavy weapons, easily dispatch pretty much anything that gets close. Eventually reaching the point where it's early morning, a few hours before sunrise, and you are now outside of Hollow Rest. The Guardian Bones loom, for most imposing, for you familiar, homely. A welcome sight after almost a week away in inhospitable landscapes, the craziness of what occurred in Lantern Deep, and the growing dread of what potentially is heading your way. But before we get back into Lantern Deep, I think that is a pretty good spot for us to call it for today.
Mm-hmm.
With home on the horizon, hope in our hearts, odd taste of metal at the backs of your throats.
6 new members of Hollow Rest. 16 new members of Hollow Rest.
Yeah. Result. Thank you for joining us for episode 9, everyone. I appreciate it. And also, Rayvon, thank you for the gift of sub 2, the Bone Caller. Yep, Smith, Yeti, Duncan Dice, Rayvon, Caesar, Duz, Prepper Jack, Sade. Who else have we got? I know Vex is lurking somewhere as well. And my daughter also dropped in. She's probably asleep now because she's in Greece. If she's not asleep, she should be. And Solid 10, thank you very much for joining us, everyone. And for those who have remained lurking, hope you enjoyed it. Any closing words?
It wasn't all bad, was it? We made new friends.
Bye, chat.
Goodbye, chat.
Good night, chat.
Bye.
See you next time for Cradle of Ruin.
All right. With that said, I'm going to mute the players up. Thank you once again for your support, for your viewership. Hope you enjoyed it. And, yeah. The sun-cursed night makes its appearance. Ghost030, thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. We'll have a look and see if anybody is streaming. Bring that music down. Bring this one in. So yeah, in regards to what is to come, next Saturday, sadly, we won't be having an episode of Imperium Maledictum due to absences. So the next stream will be Sunday for episode 10 of the Cradle of Ruin. So if you like what we do, join us next Sunday at 8 PM GMT, which I guess is 2 PM Eastern? Question mark? Not sure on the time difference at the minute. For more Dark Fantasy bullshit. I'm going to crank the tunes up, mute myself up, find someone to raid, and I will see you all very soon. Ta-ta. 3 PM Eastern. Thank you. Ta-ta for now. Mwah.